All right. Hello. Hello, everybody. And welcome to Let's Talk Soul Line Dance. I'm your host, Queen Sheila. And I'm just excited to be here. I'm so excited. We have an awesome guest today that I'm going to introduce to you in a minute. But before that, I have a co-host with me today. And I'm going to let her introduce herself. I'm going to bring her in. Here she goes.
Hi, hello. Let's talk soul line dance. Thank
Yeah.
you, Queen Sheila, for allowing me to be a part of the
Thank you
show
for being
today.
here.
Yes,
Yes.
and happy Resurrection Sunday.
Thank you, girl. The same to you. I tell you, he died for our sins so that we might have the key to eternal life, girl. I got my keys. I got my keys.
Amen. Yes, yes.
Yes, indeed. So we got a great show for everybody today. Thank you for tuning in with us. And the first thing I want to do is bring in our guest for today, none other than Jay Most, international recording artist, all the way from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hey, Jay. How are ya? Yes.
How y'all doing? How's everyone?
Good, good,
We doing well.
good. Yeah,
Great.
we're doing well.
Doing well.
Thank,
How are
thank
you
you, thank
doing?
you for having me on the show today. This is wonderful, and our weather is beautiful today, so I got a chance to get
Okay.
out. Yeah, it's like 77 here.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. I think
it's
we're about the same. We're in
absolutely
the 70s.
beautiful outside. So I got a chance to enjoy a little bit of that. Now I'm getting ready to enjoy a really nice show with some great people. What's up,
Yes,
Zandra? How you
thank
doing?
you.
Hey, Jay, it's so great to see you again.
That's right. That's
It
right.
is. It's
It's
been what, a
definitely
Yes,
couple of
and
years?
thank you for being on. Say
yeah.
what,
Yeah.
Queen?
It's been a couple of years since we seen Jay, right?
It
About two
has.
years? Yeah.
You know
I
what,
try to.
Queen? I actually met Jay at the
Uh-huh.
at your symposium.
Okay.
I think maybe about 2017.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
he had me in a circle saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It was so he instilled that count because my aunt, she was in the bed that night, and she's
Uh-huh.
gonna get me when she watched this. But she was in bed that night, and she was literally on in her sleep. She was still doing the count, and we laughed. Oh, we talked about that. But yes, it was a pleasure meeting
have
you
you
then.
have you not taken that kind of class since then? Like, have you gone to any other account?
I have. I
Really
have. Just a
nice.
little, just a
They
little.
got
So,
they got a solid event group there in Alabama. I know I can't remember their name, but I know they do a really nice event in August. Yeah,
okay. Yeah. And I wonder if it's in Birmingham.
yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
So yeah, so you're gonna have to let me know what that group is because
I will.
Birmingham is not far from me at all.
I will.
But maybe you just need to hurry on back.
Yeah, that's what I
To the
say.
symposium or to
Yes, to the
Alabama,
symposium.
Montgomery.
Well,
Because
to the
I've been to the
symposium.
symposium. I was at the last time I was there was in 18. We were at Disney World, Queen Sheila.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
last time me and my group was there, and we had a
Mm-hmm.
wonderful time.
Yeah,
We
we
had a
did.
wonderful time, but
Had a
we didn't
really
see
good
you,
time.
Zandra, that year.
Mm.
Actually, you know what? So yes, that was the year I met you. I thought it was 17. So it was
It was
18.
Okay.
it was the Disney World year
Yes, in
in
Orlando.
Orlando. Okay,
Mhm.
all
You
right.
and
Yeah.
Alvina. Hi, Alvina.
Is she on?
Yes.
Yes.
Is she
No,
on?
Yes,
she's not
of
on.
course she is
She's on,
looking.
she's just not on the screen. She's on though. She's
She's
watching.
been. I know she's been sharing it.
Okay, I was gonna say, I
You
know
know.
you told all your team to tune in and
Yeah,
watch
she's
and
been
stuff
sharing
like
it all
that.
over the place. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I
okay.
want to start with just you telling us something about you and what it is. I know you're an international recording artist because that's what I always put up there. J Most international recording artist, all the way from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yay! Tell us
Well,
about you, Jay.
you know, In terms of just recording artists, for example,
Okay.
internationally, what makes it international is that I am getting sales internationally, and it's
Okay.
been really a trip lately learning about streams and
Okay.
learning all the residuals that we can all get from having quality content, quality music, just any kind of content. And Sheila, we were talking about this, enabling and coding and
Right.
uploading our stuff the proper way, because digitally now we can get paid for a lot of
Yeah.
this stuff. So I was on the distribution site CD Baby, and I'm seeing where I'm getting sales. It doesn't have to be tons of money, but the fact that people are actually buying it in Ukraine and Europe and Asia and Africa and that kind of thing. So from an international standpoint, that's happening. But mostly it's from a recording and performance standpoint, it's more national. And I've been blessed to be able to perform in the steppers and line dance niche market is what we would call it. I've been blessed to have performed at just about all the larger events since 2007, and a ton of various events like yours. I was blessed enough to perform at yours, and you guys had put an instructional out for the haters, and I was appreciative of that. I reached out to you and said, "Hey, what's going on? That's my song. How y'all get out here like this? Don't even call your boy." You know what I'm saying? And then you was like, "Oh man, we're gonna do better than that. We're gonna get you out here." You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that was sharp. So we've been cool ever since, me, you, and Joe.
Yes.
But from a recording standpoint, I got 2 new singles coming out, y'all. One is done. It's called Misunderstanding. Feel real good about it. The second one is going to be released right after that. It's called Much Love. And then I got a new line dance and the line dance single that's coming out. So I'm looking forward to the content, my new podcast this summer. I'm looking forward to my new music. And so from that perspective, feeling real good. And I've been blessed during this whole COVID thing, and a shout out to all the families who have experienced some family members who have been sick, plagued, or even passed. Shout out to them and blessings to them. But for me thus far, I can't believe that a disaster could be such a blessing. I can't even believe it, but it really has been. So, and from that perspective, things are going well, man. That's
good. I was going to say, we heard a lot of line dance instructors say, even though COVID is a pandemic and we're still going through it, they got a chance to just sit back and relax for a minute and like kind of rethink this thing. How can I do it different but keep it going? So I understand what you're saying.
Right. And for me, I'm a writer, and I've done a lot within the Twin Cities for the Twin Cities. In return, the Twin Cities has done a lot for me and within me. And so I got a chance to, instead of doing events every month, every quarter, because once you do them, you come back around. And so you're involved in the ticket process. You're involved in the graphics process. You're involved in the booking the band, hiring, you know what I mean? The whole nine. It did give me an opportunity to sit back and really rethink this thing and come out with a game plan that I think is going to be very, very, very conducive to my success from a standpoint of I didn't think I was strong enough and savvy enough technically, and I'm still not all the way there, but I know more than what I did last year. I know more now. And so that's going to help, along with the fact that now I'm just not bogged down with just a lot of day-to-day things, that now I can take my time and look at some larger projects.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So what inspired Much Love?
The track that was presented to me, and I always use the word much love, so it just made me think of some content, You know what I mean? For real. It's just I'm always saying, "Oh, that's much love," or "That's love." You know, I'm always saying that. So it just made me write a song. But misunderstanding, on the other hand, you know, I just feel like you ladies misunderstand us guys all the time. It's just, I just think it's out of hand, Zandra.
Okay.
So I had to write a story just to let you all know that, hey, we don't have to misunderstand each other. You know what I mean? It's not even that serious. All we have to do is just talk about it.
Okay.
From
I
there,
agree.
yeah, we could get past it. So
Nice.
I was gonna say too. Go ahead, Zandra.
Well, Queen, when is it out?
no, I won't release it until the video is done. And I'm trying to get rid of some of the COVID pounds that I've gained. You know, I'm about 20 pounds up, man.
You and me
I gotta
too.
lose some of that. I gotta lose some of this.
We
Really?
all
Okay.
have some of that COVID weight.
But
Yeah.
look, I need to hear this misunderstanding. That so I can get a better feel of where I may be, or if I
This
may error.
This is what I'm gonna ask Miss Queen Sheila to do,
Okay.
because I'm gonna be releasing this thing in about 4 or 5 weeks. I
Okay.
want her to bring me back on the show for a listening session.
Sure,
Okay.
that would be great.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And it won't. All I need is 15 minutes. We're gonna break this thing down to you, Zandra.
Okay.
Awesome. And then we're gonna talk about it.
Then we're gonna talk all the way about it, and I'm gonna have my little PA system here, my speaker here. We'll get a chance to hear it, or I'll send it to Queen Sheila and share from over there.
Okay.
All right.
So
Is that fair?
Yes.
You know, it says MS space understanding.
Yes.
So it's not MIS understanding. It's, you know, I haven't been on the page. I haven't been on the site.
Yeah.
It's MS space understanding. And I thought that was unique alone. I was like, okay, so, you know, you could take this a lot of different ways. Is he saying that MS, like the woman, miss, is not understanding the man, or is just misunderstanding, period, you know, but you spelled it that way. And I was like, okay, I got to ask that question.
And it's all of those. It's all of them. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Nice.
Without getting in before it come out, you know.
Right. So we'll do kind of a launch situation on your show if you will allow that.
Okay, sure. That would be great. That would be great. I was going to say when in what was it, 17 or 18 when we did For the Haters.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of relaunched our group career too, because everybody started playing This Is For Them Haters. You know, it just, everybody just started playing For the Haters. So, and then they saw the dance and they're like, oh my God, y'all had so much fun. Well, that's not our dance, that's J Most. But you know, we do it to promote J Most as well and Command Steppers. So
that song was released in 2010 and then later put on my album Big Boy 2014.
Okay.
And but when you guys, I mean, there's a super huge there was a big line dance, sort of like a symposium like what you do in Las Vegas. I think it was in 11 or 12, and it's out there, but they don't have it. They don't have it titled For the Haters. It's titled after that event, and it was probably 150 to 200 line dancers. But at any rate, that thing was like kind of going viral in those days. That's the last I had seen it out there until yours. And yours was very organized. You guys had on your outfits. I thought that was really nice. And so I called and messed with you. When me and Joe sat and talked about it, and we decided to move forward with the video, which was out of the blue, because you know we pulled that off in like a half a day.
I know.
And we did it, and then you guys did it on a big level. From there, on Facebook, and my crazy butt didn't load it on YouTube, but on Facebook it went viral, half million views. And then I'm looking at yours right now, and you got 200 and something thousand views. So it did. My point is, it did give the song a whole nother life.
Yes.
When we collaborate,
we enjoy doing it. We definitely enjoy it. And it was funny because when we did the dance, we taught it like that morning at the workshops, Zandra, I think, right? And we performed it that night, and everybody wanted to be in it. You know, even the ones that didn't know it, they was like following along. You know.
Yeah, you guys had it. It was maybe a little step that we tweaked or so. That's about it. But you guys had the gist of it. It was just a step or two that we tweaked, and from there. And Amelia Jones here. Y'all know Tina Jackson. She does line dancing here.
Yeah. No. Yes.
And Phyllis Braxton, Showtime, and myself. We all kind of had pieces to coordinating the dance.
Right.
You know, and then I ain't gonna tell folks that Casper made the pimp walk as a spinoff off my For the Haters, just so y'all know. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look, tell the truth.
Yeah, he wasn't thinking about no pimp walk. Dun, 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 dun. He wasn't thinking about none of that. Until he saw the hater walk when we was going from the side. But, you know, me and Casper take that up. You know, he's a shout out to Casper. That's my boy.
It's all good. It's all, look, he said, why recreate the wheel when it's already created? You know, he's just going to take it and run with it. So, yes, we have truly
blew up. He's all over that dance is so popular. All of his stuff is good.
Yeah.
Now, I remember a conversation that we had back in 2018, and I think your words were you preferred or your favorite was stepping, the 8 count.
Yeah.
Not so much line dancing.
Right.
Okay.
I rarely line dance.
Okay. So, what is your favorite pastime outside of stepping?
Basketball.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You played that?
Yeah, I was one of them. Yeah. Led the city in scoring in 1983 in Milwaukee. Yeah, 30-some points. All of that. Yeah.
Go on, Jay.
Milwaukee Benson High School. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And you know what? You don't even look like a baller.
I know, but I really did it though. I was one of those guys for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And do y'all know, as a result of all that playground play, I mean, you could probably tell by how I walk at times, but I got 2 total hips replacements.
No.
Yeah.
And you dance like you dance?
I wish I can move a little bit better, but 09 I got one, and then 8 months later I got the other one in 010.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just started learning the step. You know, I didn't know nothing about until I came out with my first single, Ready to Do This, in 07. And then Milwaukee, some of my mentors in Milwaukee said, man, you should learn how to do this 8 count with this song, man. This thing will go real, real well. And all you got to do is this, that, and the other. And I said, wow, with stepping, at least it doesn't matter how old you get. You know, you can get as old as you can and get into the music industry, and maybe. So I just began to hustle and hit my head a lot of the times, but I did what I could do to network and stuff. And that's what brings us to today. But it was the first single, Ready to Do This. And I didn't learn how to even attempt to step until like late 2008. And that was in Milwaukee. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Now,
and that's my hometown, by the way. I'm born and raised in Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So how did you get into teaching?
I've been a teacher. My degree is in education. I haven't. I've taught all my life. That's what I do, and coach, and instruct. And so I don't think it matters the subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's a passion of mine that I truly enjoy. Love empowering youth. Love empowering adults. I love sharing knowledge, sharing wisdom, and trying to take things from start to finish. I learned a lot from my dad, Jay Holmes Sr., and I learned a lot from my college basketball coach, Robert Parker. He's still living, Coach Bob Parker, and he's just a high IQ level, just a great teacher, great breakdown person. And so I think taking some of those things and adding it within whatever my philosophies would be, has me at least with a solid, I have a solid angle for which to reach participants. And I specialize in big groups. Most people can teach 1, 2, or 3. people, but I can do 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 people at a time, 80 people at a time. And everybody will come out here and say they got something.
Okay, good.
And it's an it's not elementary ed, it's secondary ed, and it's special ed. So there's also some special tools that you learn and gain over the years, just working with that population as well.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I saw something on your page that said you have recruited over 250 steppers, and that you have at least 90 in your organization. And I said, that's amazing. That's a
right now it's about 45 or 50 in our organization, but I've probably taught or had a serious hand in the development in terms of a count of over 300 people here in the Twin Cities. And every single event, with the exception of one lady's event and her dance, every other event and every other event holder here, with the exception, there's a guy who was before me. His name was Kevin Johnson. Twin City Steppers had nothing to do with his stuff. I actually went to his classes some years ago, 10, 12 years ago. There's a lady here named Sabrina, had nothing to do with her stuff. She do her own thing, but every other event here came from me. Yeah, they were with me 4, 5, 6 years before they began to aspire to do their own thing.
Okay, and we talked about that. I'm gonna let you get in, Zandra. We talked about that before with one of the other people that we interviewed, and we were saying how when people come, a lot of times people come to your class because they want to learn the basics. How do I get from nothing to at least something? You know what I'm saying? And then I can take that, and I've learned so good from this person that I move on and start my own class. That has got to be. I know for me as a line dance instructor, I've had like 4 or 5 different people who branched off from my group and went and started their own. But it makes you feel really good, even though you hate to see them leave you because you got used to them, being there. But when you can look and say, okay, I taught them, look where they are now. Thank you, Lord, for giving me the opportunity to train them or to teach them or let them start with me. So they grew enough to go and start their own. And that's got to be a blessing for you.
Yeah. And the one thing that our audience needs to understand when you say getting the basics, there's levels. Getting the basics of newcomer, that's the person that's walking through the door. There's something to just that in terms of retention. Then it's the basics of like beginner or late beginner after they've learned some things, those basics. And then there's what they call the intermediate phase. I kind of got it, but I want to get really skilled at it. And then there's a basic of advanced stuff. Not only that, how do I look at my entire room, and these 20 people came in at the same day. These 20 people are still here 35 days later. But these 20 people, 10 of them have learned at this pace, 5 learned at this pace, and the rest of them still just can't get it. How can all 20 of them still stay with you and leave with something every single week? That's a different type of talent. And I think that's where a lot of those who go on to teach their classes, that's where kind of they may fall short, because the next phase is very, very challenging.
Oh, yes.
That next phase of people coming to your class and you teaching that first group, that first phase of the first group, and then new people are steadily coming in, but this first group is now ready for something else. And then out of that first group, half of them haven't learned much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now, you got to have a special set of skills for that. Otherwise, they're getting ready to leave.
I was saying line dancing is the same. Go ahead, Zandra. Line dancing is the same thing. Go ahead, Zandra.
No, I'm up here blown away, because my initial interaction with Jay, I would have never picked up on what I'm picking up now, Jay, you really are a teacher.
You would have never picked up. Hold on, Zandra, you showing out. What you mean? What you mean you wouldn't have picked up on it? What was you picking up on?
You are really a teacher, man. Oh my goodness. You really have
Hey, Queen
skills.
Sheila, Sandra is on a roll today.
That's
She
your
is
role.
on a roll. She is on a roll today.
A
Oh my
role,
God. I want to know, what is it that you picked up on that you so amazed at right now? What was it there that you couldn't see?
I mean, I'm just listening.
Tell the world.
Everything.
Tell the
I
world.
mean, first of all, you threw me with the basketball.
Oh, okay.
I'm like,
Mhm.
what?
Yeah, I was one of them though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care who was in front of me. Yeah. I was one of them.
But then just the way you just broke down everything and how observant I'm picking up that, how well, but you've been doing it for some years too, but that still doesn't mean that all instructors do that.
Right.
But you're very observant, and it's like, okay, I see my beginners, I see my intermediate, I see my more advanced, although they can still be at a base level. And then to engage each of those groups in a way that they will continue to come back.
Right.
So
That's not
it
easy.
takes a special.
Thank you. That's key. It's very key. And that's what I enjoy most. I couldn't really step when I started teaching, but I would take 2-3 pieces for the ladies side, 2-3 pieces for the men's side. I would go to Milwaukee, grab it, come back, and teach 100 people because our classes were free. So I would do between 40 and 100 people. It just depended, depending on whatever day. We offer free classes with donation, and everybody just wanted it. And after they understood that I can deliver or convey, they just start telling a friend. And as a result, we have 3 new classes here outside of me. And we got 4, maybe 5 event holders here. And like I said, outside of Kevin, Sabrina, the other 3 events came from me, sat on my committees, learned the tricks of the trade, the whole 9, period. They learned it all. Everything else they're doing right now, they had when they left.
Okay. What I think is amazing too, Jay, is that everybody, like, I guess with stepping, I guess it's the same with line dancing. People say, "Oh, shoot, I could do that. That's not that much," but they don't know what all goes on behind the scenes to get to where you are. They be like, "Oh, well, Jay just teaches stepping. Oh, I could do that. All you gotta do is be able to count to 8." Oh no, sweetie, it's a lot more than that because you have to constantly learn. You have to learn the new music, the new dances, like you said, new people you have. And I struggle with that sometimes because I constantly get new people in my class, but I have the seasoned people who've been there with me for years. Like Miss Helen's been with me since 2013 when I started. So how do I keep Miss Helen engaged, but also teach these new people who don't even know what a rock and a coaster step is? So that takes a lot of studying on our part as teachers or as instructors, because you're always going to have somebody come in your class. How many walls is that? If you don't know how many walls it is, you can't tell them.
Right.
Is that a 32 count or is that a 24? Is that a 64 count? What is it? You need to know though. It's a lot. It
is. And another big one is as a department head, I had to be willing to take a chance on people. Developing individuals for dance is one thing, but to convey it and develop individuals so that they can be instructors is another.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Take Harris Parks, for example. I single-handedly encouraged him to be an instructor. He did not want to do it.
Okay.
Years ago, as some of the other instructors that I encouraged and allowed them to have my platform and to have my brand, the whole 9. As I allowed these people to come in and be instructors before they were even ready, and I trusted and I groomed and watch your room and do this and do that, and they didn't understand it at the time, but now that they got their own, now they get it. You know what I mean? But Harris back in 2011 or 12 at Arnella's, I said, man, I need you to teach. I need you to take over. I said, can you imagine being a male teaching and you love it? There's not many males here in Minnesota. He said, you think I can do it? I said, I know you can do it. And he taught. And after a while, he went on to start his own group called We Are Family, and he's doing very well. Yeah. And then I encouraged him to come to your event in 2017. Yeah. And then now you guys, he has a strong relationship with the entire national line dance movement. And he's got a bomb line dance out called
that's hot.
Make It Hot. And he's and he's going to be performing that at the Steppers Bash on June 4th or 5th. He's going to be performing that.
Okay.
So, I mean, and there's more, but developing instructors is another one. And lastly, I want to say this. Here's the big one: the marketing, the recruitment, getting people to even be interested in coming to you. That's a huge, you know what I mean? And so that's kind of another passion of mine. It's just making sure that we leverage the community and keeping them engaged. And once they do decide to come through, just giving them a quality product. And then that love that we have inside of the room.
Right. Exactly.
Funny acting stuff. I don't care how gangster you is. I don't care who you think you is. You're not doing that in my environment. All that funny acting stuff. We ain't doing any of that.
Right.
Yeah. And so after a while, it just caught on.
Okay. Well, just a quick second, for those of you that are listening, if you have a question for Mr. J. Most, please call in at 813-407-1216. The number is in the corner of the screen. Y'all come on, call him, show him some love. Y'all ask him some real hard questions, but anyway, there are two things. One thing, how do you engage your community?
I'm sorry, 1 second. I was gonna say, let's do the trivia question right here. So when they call in, they can have the answer to it and win a prize. Okay. So the trivia question for this week is, what is J-Mo's new single that's coming out real soon? He talked about it a little while ago. If you know the answer, call in 813-407-1216. It's on the screen, so you don't have to remember it. Call in and ask the question. If you can answer the trivia question, we have a prize for you. Okay, go ahead, Zandra.
And go ahead, Zandra, again. How do I engage?
I was asking your community?
Well, we do it holistically. I love to do the strategic ground and what they call street teaming or ground marketing. So that's always been that's always worked very, very well for me. In anything that I've done is to make sure that we poster everywhere, we flyer everywhere. You know what I mean? And we let agencies, small stores know, educational institutions, the whole night.
Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, we have a caller. I'm sorry, I'm about to cut the call off. My bad. I do it every week. I'm so sorry. Okay, caller, what's your question?
I don't necessarily have a question. I just wanted to call in and say, what's up to my man, J. Most? This is Joe.
Can you hear him, Joe? Jay?
Yeah, who is it? Who is
it? It's Joseph.
Tell him I said, what's happening, Joe?
He said, what's happening, Joe?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the show, and I'm looking forward to coming out there again to Minnesota with you all in June for the Steppers Bash. Those that have never been, I'm telling you, it's a real treat, and it's a very nice program that Command Steppers and J. Most put on out there. If you've never been to the Mall of America, you really need to take the opportunity to go out there and see it, especially now that we're getting it, into a little bit more relaxed mode and putting COVID-19 behind us. And I'm glad that Jay took the time to participate in this platform with Sheila and my good friend out there in Alabama. So I'm not going to hold you up. You all enjoyed your show, and much more success.
Do you have the answer to the trivia question?
What's the trivia question?
What is J-Mo's new single that's coming out real soon?
Oh, I just looked at that. I don't know it off the top of my head. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that's all right. Well, we thank you for calling in anyway. We appreciate it. And we'll hopefully see you in Minnesota at the Minnesota's Bash.
Yeah, I can tell you about the haters video.
Okay, what you want to say about the haters video?
That's not the answer.
We came together sitting in my car at the airport waiting on Alvina.
Yeah.
So
That sure did.
I was waiting on Alvina and Pam, I think. And we basically put the idea and concept together to go ahead and shoot that video. And 2 or 3 phone calls later, it was being done.
Yeah.
So that was just, sometimes things come together like that.
Yeah.
So it's been a pleasure, working with Jay and continuing to work with Jay.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you, Joe. It's been great. Feelings are mutual.
All right. Thank you for calling in.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's so funny because I thought he was just calling me and he said, you said for us to call in. I said, I'm so sorry, caller.
So Brown Marketing, Zandra. And then after that, I think that all of us should have our newsletters, our e-blast, our constant contact set up. And I think we should send out weekly and bi-weekly newsletters. Of course, Facebook, we want to be thorough on that with boosting and the whole 9 yard. And depending on if you're connected with the community station or not, you want radio advertisement. When I first started, my song was doing so well. I had kind of a buzz, so it all kind of piled in from there, and then I kept it going. So, but the product is just what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? This is about maybe about the 4th time I've heard reference to the Steppers Bash. Jay, come give us some details because the listeners are listening. Tell us what is this weekend is all about. Tell us about it.
Well, this is the 12th annual. This bash is very, very dear to us because it's a postponement bash from the COVID-19 cancellation. Okay. We are typically the last weekend of March, and we have been in March. Women's History Month. We do a Women's Appreciation Luncheon where we honor women in our community here in Minnesota. We're in our 13th annual for that, and we tie the luncheon inside this entire weekend. We are the first event that did national work out in the Mall of America district, and we actually for a long time called our event the Mall of America Minnesota Steppers Bash. And I've seen where the Mall of America has done a cease and desist on several people using their name. Not once did they tell us not to use their name ever.
That's a blessing.
They knew that we were bringing customers. I mean, it was like once they did their research and the marketing department kind of looked it over, they let it go because we were bringing people from out of town, from all over the place. So that's a blessing. But this year we have, Zandra, at least about 150 people still connected to the bash from last year's pass.
Okay.
They didn't ask for a refund. They said, hey, we're going to stay with you. You know what I mean? And we want to come next year. And since we were able to move our event to the first weekend of June, we're going to have to cut it off. We're in our second room block. We're going to have to cut it off. We're getting so many calls right now. And we got to be careful because we already had people with passes. We still got to hear from some of them. And some of them are saying, hold on, give me a couple of weeks. I want to get vaccinated. I definitely want to come, but I want to get, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so they're excited, but we still got to wait just a little bit longer. And we're telling them, hey, middle of April, we gotta know for a fact it is or it ain't. You know what I mean? Because there's so many other people that want to come, just new customers, new participants, or whatever. So, but this weekend it's got Thursday night where you rep your group. This is also Prince, the legendary Prince. This is his home, the legend. That's his birthday weekend. So we have an artist named Shermo who does a Prince tribute. He's performing Friday night, a couple of Prince songs that we can line dance and step to.
Okay.
And we also have our line dance contest. I Am Kenny J from Jersey is competing this year against Minnesota. Omaha can't Yeah. Oh yeah. So they coming strong too.
Yes.
Yes.
They coming super strong.
Yeah.
And so we're appreciative of that. And then our step, we are a contest event, Zandra. So our Saturday night is our steppers contest. We still got 8 couples left in that, and we're gonna leave it at 8.
Okay.
And so $3,000 prize for Saturday, 2,000 first place, 1,000 second place. Line dance is 1,000 first place, 500 second place.
Okay.
And we pay right on the spot, no playing around. And then Sunday we have our breakfast set. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And
fly right here, if y'all can see. Can y'all see that?
Exciting.
Yes.
Now, if somebody wanted to find out more information about that, who do they need to reach out to other than
they can reach out to anybody on our committee. They can reach out to Alvina on her Facebook page, Katrina Robertson on her page, Jay Mose or Robert Howard, or they can simply just give me a call. I'd like to see them contact Queen Sheila, because that would give her just direct correlation, you know what I mean, with some of her audience and her listeners, and then she can pass them on over to us. Appreciate Queen Sheila and them for reserving their rooms and getting their stuff going. They're already ready to go. Her and Joe and a few others. Yeah, appreciate that. You know, and Sandra, we waiting on you. Just call us and let us know, man, what we need to do to get you here.
Oh, you gonna dance if I come? You gonna dance with me, or you gonna let it?
You know that was unintentional, because I be dancing with almost everybody in the room. Like, I'll be broke off at the end of the night.
Well, all I know is I wasn't gonna bring it up, but you know,
oh Lord,
you sat at my table.
Okay.
And what happened? I guess nothing other than you know, you said a little something. As you were getting ready to right, and he was getting ready to exit. Now I think he danced with probably everybody else, and I was like, oh, okay. So I'm waiting for him to come up and, you know, be the gentleman that he showed that he is. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm all waiting, and you know, I wasn't good. That was my first time going through that, so I was a little intimidated anyway. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, wow, I guess I was awful. I said, Jay didn't even come and say, hey, you know, nothing.
And I apologize late. I'm telling you, it's so unusual for me. But, you know, and this is what they're encouraging ladies all over the country, to ask the guy to dance. How do you feel about asking guys to dance? And why didn't you just say, hey, Jake, let's go?
You know, because, you know, being that Southern girl, they always tell you to wait on the gentleman.
Oh, no. Okay.
So, you know, I always waited. And that's what I was doing. I was waiting on you and nobody. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, you know, but you know,
what we gotta do to get to the bash, and we're gonna make up for it. I mean, does that weekend work for you?
Actually, I can't say it does.
Check it out and get back with us.
Okay, I will have to do that.
I'm gonna get your contact information from Queen Sheila, and we're gonna follow through just to see. And if it doesn't happen this year, then we'll put you down for next year for sure.
So, are you going to keep the bash on or in June?
We have
from this on.
We're gonna try. We have agreements for 2021 and next year 2022 at least.
Okay. Yeah, because that was the thing with my people. They're like, man, it's too cold in Minnesota in March. I mean, we came out there. I had never in my life seen heaters at the bus stop. Jay, that was the first for me. I was like, what is that? They said, those are heaters. I said, heaters at the bus stop? Oh my God, we barely have a bench at our bus stop. You got heaters. Like, wow.
They got money for heaters and everything at our bus stop. It be that cold at times. And March is iffy. You know, end of March, we're going to do 50, but it could rain, it could light snow, or it could be 70. We had some years of 70. So the first week of June, we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We've never had an opportunity to
Yes.
have like a summertime bash. And so, yeah, it's going to be nice.
I know it's been really fun. We've got to move on in our program. Okay.
Yes.
Right now we're going to do shout outs. All right. We have shout outs. And the first one is Franklin Jones, Smooth Steppers of Odisto Drive in Columbia, South Carolina. We have Lee DeGeneral and James Carr, High Energy, Line Dance Fever and Fitness out of Durham, South Carolina. Answorth Robinson, Memphis Mid-South Line Dancers out of Memphis, Tennessee. Jackie Bain, Memphis Finest, 901 Line Dance Crew out of Memphis, Tennessee. Lamont Frierson, Love My Life Music out of Nashville, Tennessee. Archie B Experience, Line Dance out of Kirby, Texas. Clavetta Young, Them Girls, hashtag Center Stage out of Texas. Lisa White Laverne, HDIC Line Dance Divas out of Houston, Texas. Steph and Steph's Line Dancers out of Texas. And last but definitely not least, Jay Most, Command Steppers out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Woo woo!
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah,
And so,
and I want to give shouts out to your event. It looks really, really exciting coming up, Queen Sheila.
thank you.
You got that card stacked again. So it should be it should be a whole lot of fun. You got a lot of talent on there.
Thank you. And Zandra is one of our instructors this year.
Okay. Alvina has, I think, 6 or 7 thus far signed up, and she's still getting calls in. Yeah. So, remember, that's her birthday weekend.
Right.
So she's coming to celebrate her birthday that weekend, and her girls are coming.
Last time we didn't do it big, but this time we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it big. It's gonna be an Alvina day.
That'll be dope. That'll be dope. She's getting them all. She's getting them all lined up. So thank you all for having me on the show. I'll let you know when the song is ready for release, and then we'll do kind of like a listening session type of scenario. It'll be fun, and we'll try to get a whole lot of people chimed in for that.
Yes.
Okay. So did I hear you say that you're coming to the event in October?
I'm going to try. I want to leave it open because with a new single, you want to make sure you leave it open for bookings, and that is a highly booked weekend, that first week. You know what I mean? So if I'm booked, I'll be there. If I'm not booked, I'll be there. But like I said, with a new single, you got to hope for the best, and you got to, So I'll be there if I'm not booked for sure.
Okay.
Awesome. And I can't wait to see Alvina anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. We got 6 signed up. We got 6. Our goal is 10. And we got 6 signed up right now, but our goal is 10. So
we will I'm still working too, because they're still asking, y'all still going to Minnesota? Yeah, I already have my ticket and my hotel and everything. I'm ready. They're like, okay, I just need a roommate. Look, you just get a ticket, we get you a roommate. That's not a problem.
Right. And Zandra, make sure if you can come see what you can do. You my guest. You don't have to worry about no weekend pass or nothing. You my guest, and we're gonna make sure you have a ball.
Yes, it is fun. Okay, so I had skipped over our announcements. Jay touched on a little bit. Well, next week our guest is going to be Leslie Henry from Clearwater, Florida is our guest next week. And I got to tell y'all a secret, but I want y'all to tell everybody, okay? Jay already touched on it. The 2021 Annual Urban Dance Symposium right here in Tampa, Florida, October 1st and 2nd, 2021. Tell all your friends, tell everybody, even tell your frenemies, all of those, your family, bring everybody with you. We're going to have a great time on those 2 days. And then Saturday night, we always dress up in evening gowns and the works. If you don't have an evening gown, don't let that stop you. Just wear something nice. But this year, we're going to do a night at the Oscars. So you know how in the Oscars, the people come in and they walk down the red carpet and they interview them? We're interviewing everyone that comes to our event will be on the red carpet. So it's going to be an awesome night, awesome weekend. Come on out. My number's right there on the screen, 813-407-1216. Or you can hit me up on Facebook. It's Queen Sheila, Queen with a W. QWEENSHEILA. So you can hit us up. And did you want to say anything, Jay, before we?
Again, thank you, and thank Joe, thank Zandra, Line Dance Connection. I appreciate you all from Command Steppers featuring J Most, the Minnesota Steppers All-Star Bash, June 3rd through the 6th. J Most Music's release sometime for the next month and a half. And then my nonprofit National Empowerment Group and Women Unite to Win Women's Appreciation Luncheon is that weekend. So thank you very much, and then we'll be back soon.
Yes, and if you haven't watched it yet, Line Dancers, look at For the Haters by J Most. Okay, For the Haters, he did the song and he helped choreograph the dance. He led the choreography for the dance. So watch it. Let's Talk Soul Line Dancers coming to you live from Tampa, Florida, from Minnesota, from Alabama. We all over the place.
All over the country, all over the world. Way to go, y'all. Thank you very much.
I'm claiming it. Yes. Thank you for tuning in to our podcast today. We will be here next Sunday at 6 o'clock interviewing Leslie Henry of Embrace Life Groove Squad, all the way from Clearwater, Florida. And please like, subscribe, and tell your team and friends about us. If you would like to keep this broadcast going, donations are being accepted at Cash App, via Cash App, the LDC, or PayPal, paypal.me/Queen Sheila. So Queen Sheila's thoughts for the day is keep moving, keep stepping, keep loving on somebody, because you know what? There's somebody out there who hasn't been told I love you in a long time. So when you tell them I love you, mean it, and watch the reaction that you get from them telling them that you love them. I'm Queen Sheila, your host of Let's Talk Soul Line Dance. I want you to know that love is no good unless you give it away. So here's some of mine. Thank you so much, Jay, for being our guest today. Ms. Zandra, my co-host, love you, Jay. Thank you. See you soon. Minnesota Bash, if not before. Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank y'all.
See you.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.